Despite multiple attempts to explain the origin of the creature known as the Xenomorph, its true origin remains shrouded in mystery, though its presence has been known and failed to cross the galaxy as an apex predator, and the ultimate challenge to any species that considers itself above or more advanced than the species. One of the most notable features of the Xenomorph species is its unusually complicated reproductive life cycle. This process begins with an egg, also known as an ovomorph. An organic creature in its own right, this creature cum egg requires no form of incubation, and indeed is capable of surviving for many years without deterioration. Should this ovomorph sense the arrival of another animal, however, the egg will hatch, sort of, prompting the next stage of life. From within the egg, a creature commonly regarded as a facehugger will emerge, leaping to wrap itself around its victim's face, paralysing them while providing just enough air to keep them alive while they push an embryo down the throats of the poor sap with a new face mask. This embryo, officially designated as an endoparasitoid larva, will then implant itself within the host, where it will begin to consume their body from within as it grows in strength and bulk. This process can take some time, and depending on the current environment, can leave the facehugger open to attack from the outside. Here, we begin to see the first of the creature's innate survival instincts. I'm talking, of course, about acid blood. Yellow in colour, this acid is capable of dissolving virtually any material, barring the body of the Xenomorph and its offspring, but only for a limited time, as the acidity soon dissipates when exposed to an oxygen atmosphere.
The molecular acid oxidizes after the creature's death, completely neutralizing.
Whether or not this is actually blood as we understand it, or very specifically a defense mechanism, the facts speak for themselves.
It's got a wonderful defense mechanism. You don't dare kill it.
Worth noting that a facehugger is capable of surviving outside of this process for a certain period of time. Its main instinct to track and attach itself to a victim, regardless of its immediate surroundings or chance of success. High though it is, with its impressive grip strength and use of its tail to wrap itself around the intended victim. Once the endoparasitoid larva has been implanted, however, the facehugger soon dies, its mission complete, and will detach itself from its victim and scuttle into the darkness. At this stage, the victim is likely to recover from their ordeal, consumed from within by their new passenger, until the creature is large and strong enough to emerge from the host.
Oh, God!
No, no, don't touch it! Don't touch it!
Crudely, at this stage, the larva can safely be referred to as a chest burster, though it seems likely the burster would emerge from the nearest part of the body, depending on which way they're facing. This growth process involves a degree of genetic transference, imbuing the larva with the genetic coding of their host, including certain physical attributes such as the overall shape and size, with some physical attributes also passing over to the development of the larva before they finally emerge into the world. Should the host not be a bipedal human-sized being, this can result in peculiar new shapes and forms for the alien, including four-legged feral variants, as well as a range of weird and wonderful creatures depending on the genetic influence from their unwilling hosts. As the chestburster grows into maturity, a process that can take just a matter of hours, we begin to see the full scale and strength of the star beast that is the Xenomorph.
Whatever it was big.
Standing anywhere between 7 and 9 feet tall, a mature Xenomorph can be distinguished by its black outer shell, believed to be impervious to all but the strongest of firearms. They are capable of adapting to virtually any environment and have been seen to survive underwater, as well as exist for a period of time in hard vacuum, going to show they either have a less or limited need of an oxygen-rich atmosphere. Notably, Xenomorphs also feature a second inner mouth, capable of punching through all but the hardest of surfaces, making it a formidable weapon as well as an understandable surprise to any would-be aggressors to the creature. Looking deeper, these Xenomorphs will often fall into one of two categories. The first, the warrior, is the most iconic and strongest of the Xenomorph breeds. Featuring a ridged dome, warriors often operate in swarms, using their large numbers to their advantage to overrun and take down any threats to the hive.
Coming out of the goddamn wall! What?
Mercilessly aggressive, these warriors are by far the largest and bulkiest of the Xenomorph general population, reaching a whopping 16 feet long with their tails. The second variant, and arguably the most important, is that of the drone. Comparable to a worker bee or ant, these drones are slightly smaller than their warrior cousins, though no less dangerous. Recognisable by their smooth domes, a drone's main responsibility is maintaining and building the hive, as well as finding suitable hosts and bringing them back. Drones are able to regurgitate a substance that can harden into a solid crust, from which these Xenomorph drones will gradually build a network of tunnels from which the hive will operate, providing a safe space for the hive's eggs to be laid and force themselves upon the victims and hosts, dragged back and cocooned within the hive's walls to safely produce the next generation of Xenomorphs for continued growth.
But each one of these things comes from an egg, right? So who's laying these eggs?
The final key ingredient to the Xenomorph hive is the queen. The largest and most intelligent of all the Xenomorphs identified to date, the queen can grow to a staggering 100 feet tall if left undisturbed for a significant period of time. Believed to have evolved from key individuals born from previous hosts, the Xenomorph queen is capable of creating and laying the egg via a fleshy ovipositor, and are kept under watchful eye of the hive's warriors deep within the creature's hive, closing their reproductive circle. A queen, however, is a deadly opponent in her own right. Able to identify threats to a hive, the queen is not opposed to abandoning its young to seek revenge for any transgression against her offspring, chasing down its prey with vengeance and killing without mercy. A deadly threat, but one that can be taken advantage of to destroy, or the very least slow, a hive's growth, should you be able to somehow survive and overcome a queen's assault.
Get away from her, you bitch!
With cunning intelligence and overtly aggressive behaviour, the Xenomorph is undoubtedly one of the most dangerous alien creatures in a deep void of space. With acidic blood, incredible adaptability, and a hard-coded instinct to preserve the hive, the Xenomorph is born not only to survive, but to thrive across generations, with the ovomorphs capable of waiting in situ for a new host to stumble upon them for an indefinite amount of time. Their genetic elasticity also provides Xenomorphs the ability to adapt and overcome newer, deadlier hosts, regardless of what they have come across in the past. This makes the Xenomorph a living, breathing creature of death, one that not even time can defeat. Whether they're an example of evolution, the result of a twisted genetic experimentation, or simply the shape of things to come, the Xenomorph is, in short,
perfect organism. Its structural perfection is matched only by its hostility.
You admire it.
I admire its purity.
Thanks for making it to the end of this bumper Alien Day special of the Sci-Fi Bestiary. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, do subscribe, and do leave a comment underneath if you got any suggestions for future aliens, creatures, monsters, robots, anything from sci-fi that you can think of. This is Spaced Out, signing off.